Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into your reading. I hope you guys are doing well. So today I thought I would do a series. This will be the first part in a series, and it's going to be about your soulmate, okay? So who your soulmate is, that's what we're going to do today. And then I'm thinking about the next part in the series being, how did you meet or how will you meet them? And then like the third part being, how will you know that they're your soulmate? And the fourth part being, what is a lesson in this lifetime for you guys? As well as, what does the future look like, right? So, you can look forward to that. And if you don't want to miss those other parts to the series, then you would want to subscribe and then hit the bell to receive notifications when I upload my next video. And so if you're new to the channel, welcome. I do general tarot readings here on the channel. So general means it's for the collective, it's for the public. So you can just take what resonates and forget what doesn't. And if you are a returning subscriber, you guys are awesome. Sending you guys blessings. I know that things are working out for you for your highest good, and that you are manifesting only the best for yourselves. And so I'm going to go ahead and pull some charms for you guys to choose from, or you can skip ahead. The timestamps are down below if you already know which group you want to go with. And before I pull the charms, just remember that my readings are meant to provide clarity and guidance, and the focus will be on your best interest even if it's not what you expect to hear. Okay, so that being said, let's get a charm that will represent group 1 for those that need to choose group 1. It's a tree, okay? Got a tree here, a silver tree, so you could have an affinity for nature, for trees. When I say that, I think of like the tree of life. So maybe you've had many lifetimes with your soulmate, that's not atypical, that's not unusual. Or you feel very connected to them. I'm also getting like the 6 degrees of separation. So you might like learn that this person, through somebody, for example, like your cousin's ex-boyfriend's best friend's roommate or something, like once you get to know them, and you're like, wow, we knew each other through 6 degrees of separation kind of deal. So anyway, if you're gravitating towards group 1, that's group 1. I'm gravitating towards this here, the rose quartz. Okay, so it's a stone of love, opens your heart, heals emotions, helps you to see the good in yourself and others. So this could be something that you'll be experiencing with this soulmate, or yeah, the color pink could have significance. Pink flowers, pink's about love, friendship, affection, joy, self-esteem. So it feels like something about those things are related to group 2. So if you're guided to that, choose that one. And then we've got this gold chain that's wanting to come out, and that one hasn't come out in a while. I don't do the charms like I used to, but even the times that I have done the charms, this hasn't come out in a while. So when I think of chain, I think of, there being links. So linked together, it's about jewelry. Somebody could like jewelry, somebody could like gold, somebody could be a Leo or have that strong in their chart because we associate that with gold. And gold in general is, like, I have it somewhere here that talks about like all the things that gold stands for, it can represent, but you guys can look it up if you want to know what those are. But I also feel like when I look at that, it's talking about the bonds that we make, and just honestly having more than one lifetime with one another, and just having a lot of connections, maybe knowing many of the same people, or having had similar experiences, or find that kind of like group 1, you have a lot of connections. So connections with this person, but it is talking about high value, high quality kind of experience or soulmate here with that energy. So choose group 3 if that resonates. Okay, so we're gonna get started with group 1. Pause the video if you need more time to choose, but that's what we're doing. We're getting started with group 1. Don't mind me, kids. Oh, here it is. Alright, anyway. Set this aside. Welcome, group 1. Thanks for tuning in your reading. So, those who have watched my readings where I describe, your next romantic partner and things like that, know that I like to use my character trait cards, and I like to use a lot of different cards and oracle cards to really dig in and get as much detail as possible about your person of interest. Now, my intention, of course, as always, is not to take forever doing the reading, okay? But you know, sometimes it just takes as long as it takes. But just so you know, that's what's up. And we're going to start off with my character trait cards. And for my readers who are watching, these are linked down below. You can buy them for yourselves to use on your channel if you'd like to. So for everyone who tuned in to group 1, tell us about their soulmate. Who is their soulmate? Oh, that one flew out. Career focused. Tell us more about... Oh, that one flew out too. Scars. The feeling that this person has had to fight for everything that they've achieved, and like whatever they're doing as a career, they really have to, you know, endure a lot for it. It's been tough. So it could be a very competitive field like business or sales, or just any kind of field where, you know, they're feeling like they have to really put in extra effort and put in the work for it. So of course, and we've got homebody. So when they're not working, they like to stay home. Volunteer helpful, unless it's a good cause, then they'll go ahead and volunteer and help. Well, we've got a lot coming out from this part of the deck, because this is a really big deck, and I usually see if any more wants to come out from this part. Nope. Okay, good. I'm like, okay, good. Let's move on to the next part. See what wants to come out on this side. But anyway, wears hats. Nostalgic. I am getting like a fedora kind of vibe from this person. A little bit like Humphrey Bogart, which is in my Art Deco Tarot that some of you guys, if you don't know who that is, and you're not into classic movies or classic Hollywood, whatever, then, you know, that's that fedora look. That kind of tough guy, tough girl, fedora look. I think that came back in, what, like 15 years ago? It's not in anymore, is it? Probably not. I mean, it's classic. It's always in somewhere. But this person's nostalgic, so maybe they like to watch black and white movies. Or they just kind of like, since I mentioned 15 years ago, there could be a link to 15 years ago. Something about this person liking to look to, you know, their past and just kind of think about the good old days. It gives me 6 of Cups energy. It could be somebody from your past, but doesn't have to be. What else about this person? We've got low self-esteem. Okay, some self-esteem issues. I do feel like that comes from this person's scars, and that could be related not only to, you know, their profession, their career, but also to like the people around them, their family, their past. Tell us more about group 1's soulmate. Philosophical, so there we go with that. Getting some Aquarius, some Sagittarius vibes with that, but could be any sign. Also getting some Libra for some reason. And we've got brown eyes. So your person could have brown eyes, your soulmate. Let's get one more card about group 1's soulmate, please. Oh, and don't throw it on the floor. Teddy bear. I think I mentioned Leo. We have Leo at the bottom of the deck. Honorable mention. I'm getting a creative type individual. So this person could be on the thicker side, whether they're a man or a woman. Most who watch are here for a man or a masculine energy. But apply it how it resonates to your specific situation. But when we think of teddy bear, right, we think of, you know, somebody that's, you know, a good hugger, right? Somebody that's comfortable to cuddle with, somebody's got a little extra meat on their bone, somebody that's broad-shouldered, taller, bigger, thicker, or even if it's like a woman who's shorter or smaller, a guy who's shorter or smaller, they still have, like, they've got something to hold on to, right? Also, this person might still have a teddy bear from their childhood, or some sort of trinket, toy, reminder of their childhood, of happy days, like if they had a happy childhood or a period in their childhood that was happy. They might be into like literal teddy bears or stuffed animals stuff. So that's that. I'm like, that's that. Moving along. I am getting that this person's, some of them are really deeply rooted in tradition, and or they just come from really sturdy stock. Agricultural background, farmers, that kind of a vibe, even if that's not technically it, in terms of like their roots run deep. Like this tree is tall because it has deep roots and it's weathered the storms and it's still standing kind of vibe. So this is a solid person. They could be an earth sign. In Chinese medicine, they could follow under the category of the wood element. They could. So let's find out more. What does group 1 need to know about their soulmate? And pardon my allergies, guys. My regulars know that's a chronic issue for me. So if you hear me sniffling, nothing can be done about it. Trust me, I've tried everything. Group 1's soulmate. Hello, Mr. Soulmate. Mr. Boombastic. All right, this person could, I was going to say they could be fated with Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. That makes sense. I mean, that's what you're here for, right? When we think of soulmates, we think of things like destiny, fate. And then we've got the Four of Wands. This person could be somebody that you consider your twin flame soulmate, your higher level soulmate, whatever label you want to slap on that, with the Four of Wands energy being strongly associated in the tarot community with the twin flame energy and Four of Wands. And then we've got the Six of Pentacles. So this is somebody that is all about equal give and take. You scratch my back, I will scratch yours kind of vibe. This person comes across as generous and likely, that's who they're attracted to. So if they're attracted to you, then it's probably because, you can match their energy. It's probably because you are a generous person yourself. And so that's what's, that is what's good about that Six of Pentacles. And it does also remind me of, the Wheel of Fortune, which was at the bottom of the deck, kind of reminds me of the Six of Pentacles, because it's kind of the whole vibe of what comes around goes around. And it's like, you must have did something really good earlier in this life or in a past life, because you're getting to be with this soulmate now, and we're seeing positive energy from this person. They could be earth sign, or have that strong in their chart, as well as fire signs with that Four of Wands, and again, strong Leo energy here with these two, okay? And it could be somebody from your past, or you meet them and you feel like you've known them forever. Okay, so this is definitely past life vibes here, or somebody that you knew when you were young and now you're, reuniting when you're older. Not necessarily as old as the people on the cards, but possibly. But doesn't have to. Okay, so this person's gonna look like you can approach them and have an approachable vibe about them, something warm, something inviting, something that puts you at ease. There's a comfort level here with this person. So that's just kind of how they come across, as being kind and empathetic. And you can see that he's leaning down and he's like, offering his hand, and he's got a gentle look on his face, and she looks comfortable with him. So that tells you kind of about what this person is like. Got that earth sign and their higher vibration energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn thing going on here. This person could be, like we saw with volunteer work, they could actually work for a nonprofit. I did know a Capricorn who worked for a nonprofit, and that's kind of what's coming to mind when I think of this person. But regardless, whatever they do, there is certain kind of like benevolence or humanitarianism, or kind of like a do-gooder vibe with this person, whatever they bring. And even if they worked in like finance, or even offering like people material assistance in some way, or worked for an office that offered people some sort of help, then they would really give that vibe, because this person could work in outreach, anything like social work or something like that, to help the less fortunate, is what I'm getting with this person. So they really come across as, a mensch, right? A mensch, a good person, a solid person. So far, this person, your soulmate, the one that you're aligning with here, is giving me very positive, very warm, and very good vibes. And as far as anything else, I do think that, this person does have this aspect to their personality that is lively, that is fun. Like, they do know how to have fun. I just think that they know, how it feels to be rejected, neglected, or mistreated, or just to not have enough. And so that's what inspires them to want to help others. But, they also are very sociable. They come across especially welcoming and inviting. Like, this is somebody that doesn't come across as standoffish. This is not somebody that comes across as real stoic or hard or anything. Even if they look tough or rough around the edges, they really give off a vibe. Like, when you meet them, and when people meet them, they can sense that this is a good person, and that, they're a safe space. And that they know how to make other people feel included and valued, and they know how to deal with others, because Four of Wands is about businesses or places, establishments, and other people, communities, groups. Okay, so maybe this is how you meet this person, but It doesn't have to be. It just shows that this person would want to include others, friends, and family into your relationship, not in a bad way, but like in terms of having house parties or housewarmings or just socializing with others. They want that. Also, they are somebody that's committed. So, but it's a very social energy, the Four of Wands. Very social. So this is probably somebody that's a decent planner. They're pretty good. They're hospitable. They're the type of person that would open up their home for their friend. If their friend is coming in from out of town, for example, then they would say, hey, come on and sleep in the spare room, or, you know, and maybe even offer their own room to that person while they were in town, or that kind of thing. So hopefully you're cool with that, because that's this person's vibe. That's their energy. And they're just kind of trying to get along with people, and they like having people around. They like being social. They like to celebrate. They like things to be nice, right? They like to create memorable moments, and they could be an event planner or have done that in the past, or they would be really good at that, or working in hospitality. So those are some of the things that are coming through from the tarot cards about this person. Let's find out some more from a different deck. And if this reading is resonating, please hit the like button and subscribe. That does help the channel and keep me coming back to do more readings for you guys. And I always like to use these cards that have people on them, because we're asking about, we're asking about peoples. We're asking about a person, so we'll do that. Let's get the quick and dirty on Group 1 Soulmate. Tell us more about this person, please. Group 1's soulmate. Who are you? Wherefore art thou? Okay, we've got some strong Taurus energy coming through. Again here with Grace Jones. And some more Leo for me. Also some Gemini and an artistic flair here. I almost said that when I was talking about careers. Maybe it's a hobby that they're very artistic at, or they just have a creative bent. They could dress like she does, a little flashy. She's very like avant-garde in her face. I don't know if the younger people will know who this is, but she is definitely a personality, big character, and especially as a woman, a very kind of dominant energy. And so let's read the card, what it says. Learn to be your own sugar daddy. Okay. So then this person is somebody that, you know, they're not looking for anybody to kind of like be codependent on them, okay, or they're not looking to be anybody's sugar daddy. And if they're a female, or even if they're a man for that matter, they're not looking for anybody else to take care of them. They are somebody that's about equal give and take. So maybe they had been used in the past, but even if not, they don't want that sort of scenario. They want equal give and take in a relationship, and that's who they are. And then we have harness the power of an unexploded bomb, always waiting, always ticking. Okay, so this person is intense. Okay, come across as intense. There is that side to them, like I said before, that even though they're do-gooders, they have this vitality, this aliveness. And in this case, this person is somebody that you can see that there's more underneath the surface than maybe meets the eye. And they could have a temper. They could very well have a temper. We saw scars, but even if people don't have scars, sometimes they just have a temper. So I'm not getting anything terrible. We'll see what else comes out, but that's what's coming through. I just think it means that this person is, when you're around them, it's kind of like they feel like maybe they're waiting for, like they have the energy of they're waiting for something to happen, or they're always kind of like in this expectation mode. A lot of people can be that way, you know, especially if they have to be that way at work, where they're always kind of like waiting or on the edge of their seat and having to be ready for just about anything. And then to ensure survival, prey must become hunter. So yeah, it's like this person has maybe been softer in the past, or just some way, shape, or form learned that, you know, you have to, in order to survive, you know, you have to, like the card says, prey becomes hunter. You know, you have to not only stand up for yourself, but the best defense is the best offense, right? It's something like that. Isn't that how it said? The best defense is a good offense. Okay, so that's where this person's kind of learned that. I don't know if they've always been that way and that's just their personality. I feel like for some of you watching, that's the case. For others of you watching, that's not the case. This person has become more this way. But these are some clues about who this person is, who is your soulmate. So I'm really drawn to the beautiful skin. She was known for her beautiful dark skin as well. So maybe this person has a beautiful dark skin, or just beautiful skin in general. We already saw the card came out that said this person has brown eyes, so maybe the eyes are really, really dark. Really drawn to the mouth as well. Perhaps they have very full lips, almond-shaped eyes, a little nose. Maybe they wear their hair very short, even if they, you know, are feminine. Regardless if they're who they are, they may maybe resemble her in some way, right? Because that's a possibility when we're pulling cards, and so we can look at everything. Tell us more about Group 1 Soulmate. What else does Group 1 Soulmate need to know? We've got Greta Garbo. So that is Virgo vibes. I want to be alone. She said she wants to be alone. Big celebrity in the early 30s in her heyday, but one of those that was the first to really be very private, and people didn't know a lot about her. Like, she really enforced her boundaries. So this is going with that homebody vibe that we saw earlier. Like, this person's got kind of like you know, they got their public persona, and then they've got their private persona, and we all do that for the most part, but to an extreme almost. So this person could be on the Virgo Leo cusp. Okay, so this card is saying, are you sure you wouldn't rather be alone? So yeah, this is somebody that's going to honor your space. So if you're somebody that needs space, they're going to honor your space. They might even actually say that to you. And that's because that's how they are. They prefer their space. They'd like to be alone sometimes as well. And only go to the altar if you take the lead. So this is really a leader type person. You know, even if this person is very feminine, and she was known for being very beautiful and very feminine, and Grace Jones was known for being that way, but more so like in your face, avant-garde, sexy. So this person could have these traits too. But this is a leader, and so like the card says, you know, maybe they're not really keen to get married. Maybe they would only get married or enter into a deeper commitment if they felt like it was on their own terms. Okay. So just some things to know that's coming out. And then we've got marriage isn't the only way to have a partner for life. Exactly. And for some of you, you might resonate with the same-sex relationship, in which case that's referring to that. But obviously, you know, that's not for all of you. For others of you, you know, it's just this person saying that, you know, you don't have to get married, right? It's that Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell vibe of they never got married, but they've been together for 40 years and by all accounts are a very happy family, right? Sometimes the getting married and the settling down is what causes people, I mean, which is like, it's just ends up causing people to take each other for granted, and just changes the dynamic in a way that just doesn't end up working out for people in the long run. So not that you could never marry this person if that's what you want, but that's what's coming out. There are other ways to have a partner for life than that. So maybe a little non-traditional in that way, traditional in some ways, non-traditional when it comes to partnerships and marriage. So that's good to see. I mean, that's good to note here. Getting more tea and info on your person. Looking for another deck. Tell us more about Group 1 Soulmate. More about Group 1 Soulmate. Okay, so your person could be a Sagittarius or have that strong in their chart, or they could be born in the year of the rat. What other number, like, what other things do I associate with that energy? 5? Like, they could be born on the 5th, or their birthday could reduce to the number 5. I'm getting that because, what's that little girl that's pretty popular now? I think she's still popular, right? In recent years, she has the green hair like this. This person could have a smidge of neurodivergency, maybe a little ADHD, or something along those lines. I feel like if they have trauma, you know, trauma does change the way that your brain functions. It actually does put you on the spectrum. So this person could very well be, is my point. I can't remember that little girl's name. I think it begins with an E. Some of you guys probably know that. She's a singer. Jeez, I can't think of her name. Anyway, that's what I think of when I see the green streaks in her hair, because that singer had that kind of hair. But this is number 11, again referring to that kind of higher level soulmate vibe, the master builder, but also somebody who is insecure. So it goes with that energy of, if this person wasn't insecure, if they hadn't experienced some sort of damage, you see like the water in her eyes, like she's tearing up, then this person basically could have been president of the United States. Okay, for example, that could have been a contender. They could have been the CEO. They could have been anything that they wanted to be, and they still can. But there is this, and this is the card, I mean, that's what it says. I just noticed that it says ambition. But it's hard-won ambition. This is a very sensitive person underneath it all, and it comes from an insecurity that's probably rooted in past pain. And so just bear that in mind. The tinderbox soldier. So maybe this person has a pug dog as well that could have resonance in some way, shape, or form. But that's all I'm getting from that card. What do they say about pugs anyway? That pugs are very loyal. Look at the big watery eyes. So maybe this person has very round eyes. They could have strong water in their chart. So glassy or glossy eyes. They could be Scorpio. I'm just throwing out the signs for those that like that. But any sign, obviously, it can be whatever resonates with you. Let's find out more about. Okay, that was fast. We've got Prince. Okay, excuse me. So this is a prince or princess charming type individual. Okay, very romantic as well. Very sweet, very romantic. And the card says romantic charm and potential for power. See, that's what I'm saying. This person has such potential. They have so much potential. Don't fall in love with somebody for just their potential. They have so much more to bring to the table as well. But they have so much more potential than they even realize, or if they realize their potential. They struggle with their insecurity, and I think that holds them back at times from really getting ahead. So maybe they're a late bloomer, or maybe you'll notice that, this is someone, like, when you meet them, like, wow, you're such an amazing person. I don't understand why, you're not the, I don't know, like the upper echelon of whatever you're trying to do. So if you work at a particular business, I don't know why you're not the manager, or you're not the owner, or if you have your own business, for example, you're going to say to them, maybe, I don't know why, you're not knocking it out of the park and having like 6-figure months, and just like really, because you have everything, you have all the tools, you have everything to really make that happen, including ambition. But yet, there's that insecurity thing that gets in their head sometimes, and that makes them struggle, and they have to, if you're spending time kind of just contending with, negative thoughts, or, past trauma, or just those sort of things, then that's using up energy and time that you could be focusing elsewhere on something more productive, more constructive. And you'll probably notice that about this person, but they just have that, number 11, life path, master number. They just have so much capability. And it's really, it's a master number for a reason, right? More about this person using power for self-aggrandization. So maybe they struggle with that. They don't want to be like their abusers, who maybe used power for self-aggrandization to make themselves feel bigger and better than other people. And maybe they contend with that too, like they overcompensate for their low self-esteem sometimes by coming across as, maybe abusing their power a little bit, because they have power and they have a naturally, commanding presence, and it feels like they have some authority in their life. So maybe they can take advantage of that at times, but I don't feel like that's the case most of the time. Or if they do that, they do it unintentionally or as a defense mechanism. I'm not making excuses, but things you should be aware of. Bottom line with this Prince card is this is a romantic person, and they have a potential for a lot more power. And as such, this is somebody that can really deliver the romance to you. And if they are down for you and they're your soulmate, just like he's got the flowers behind his back, this person will surprise you with little gifts, flowers perhaps. Make those romantic gestures. I feel like they're traditional in a romantic sense, like I said before. Not in tradition. They're not traditional in every way. They are traditional when it comes to showing up You know, there's a certain nobility to this person in their approach to relationships, in their approach to romance. Something chivalrous, you know, offer their coat, open up car doors, you know, pull out chairs, that kind of thing. Maybe not exactly those things, but I'm trying to give you the idea of the romanticism that this person has, and it feels like knightly or princely, you know, and honorable and good. And that's what I like for you guys. So thanks for tuning in, Group 1. This is your soulmate. So like I said, I'm planning on doing that series. Next time will be, you know, where you're likely to meet them. I'm going to move on to Group 2. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It supports the channel. If you'd like a private reading, it's $1 for 5 minutes, linked down below, or you can order a video reading from me, also linked down below. And moving on. All right, Group 2, thanks for tuning into your reading. So you chose the rose quartz. We'll set that up here in the corner, and we're going to get started looking into, let's see, looking into your person, your soulmate, right? Your soulmate, the reason that you're here at the reading. So I'm going to use my character trait cards, and we're going to get some traits on your person. So tell us about Group 2's soulmate. We got dyed hair, good looking, has siblings, so we're not talking about an only child. They have siblings, maybe quite a few, or those siblings are important to them. We've got scholars that could work in education, be educated. Whoa, 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 whoa. I was hearing ghetto scholars, so not necessarily, they don't have to be technically educated, but they could be. Or they could be self-educated and street smart as well. But there is something when we see scholar, we have to admit that that has something to do with, you know, study of some kind. Got Capricorn. Could have strong Capricorn in their chart. Has children. Got stubborn. Any more from this? Okay, not from that. Let's get a few more from this deck, please. Tell us about Group 2 soulmate. For those who will watch Group 2. Tell us about their soulmate. Quirky, eccentric. Spiritual or religious. Tattoos or piercings. And wealthy. That goes along with that Capricorn energy, right? Stereotypical Capricorn energies. People that work really hard, get ahead in life, ambitious, and it produces for themselves material abundance. So got some wealthy here, but they're also, maybe they're really wealthy. You know how they say that wealthy people are eccentric? That's the word that we think of, right? Eccentric. I like to tease that, you know, poor people are weird and wealthy people are eccentric. It's basically saying the same thing, but just, you know, looking at it through the lens of, you know, humor and society, how society looks at it. Anyway, so they could have children. It could be spiritual or religious, stubborn, has children, good looking, has siblings, scholar. Interesting, interesting. So let's get some more cards on them. And I think I'm going to use, which cards do I want to use for this? Here, we'll use these. So for everyone who's watching, tell us about Group 2 Soulmate. Got 2 coming out here. I think it's just 2, okay. Yeah, I was getting that. 8 life path. I almost said that with the Capricorn energy. And see, bottom of the deck. That's what I was just saying. 8. 8 again. 8 of Pentacles. So this person could be Virgo or have that strong in their chart as well. They could be Aquarius with this here. And we've got the Page of Pentacles, so Earth there as well, Slumdog Millionaire. So this person wasn't always wealthy. They could have won money, inherited money, or just really were ambitious and went after it and got that money. Got that bag. Got that bag. Whatever the case may be, okay? I think this person is a dreamer. It's interesting because they definitely have that energy of being a dreamer, and you know, we're all living a dream. Life is a dream. It's just what kind of dream are you making it? And this person has made their dream made their dream have them make it in life, and that's what's coming through. So, you know, I think sometimes dreamers get like a bad rap, that they are, you know, unrealistic, things like that. But if you understand things like law of assumption, you shouldn't accept reality that you do not desire, because it's up to you as God of your reality to create it the way that you want it to be a vessel for source to work through. And a way in which you do that is through your imagination. I think this person has used their imagination to, I'm hearing glow up, and also maybe even blow up in terms of like really become successful. It could have happened quite quickly as well. And it's something, maybe this person is actually a star, social media star, really popular in their community, really good at making others feel good, a good communicator. For example, maybe this person in school, because it's coming across as scholar, but in some way anyway, has been a good communicator to like the public. They could like have done really well in like speech class, for example. Maybe they're shy and kind of reserved and introverted with the Page of Coins energy, because that is a big part of the Page of Coins energy. But when it comes down to it, due to their ambition, they can put themselves out there and really do a great job of saying what they need to say and doing it in a way that other people really appreciate and feel inspired by, and is helpful to others, and they enjoy being helpful to others. This person could be a singer as well, or have a nice speaking and or singing voice here with that too. I am getting that, you know, this person is probably very radiant, very graceful, and just kind of lovely, you know. Something about the way that they move could, you know, catch your eye. For some of you, if you're here for masculine, which a lot of you are, if not most, this person can maybe even seem a little bit effeminate. I'm not getting, you know, in a bad way. We all have masculine and feminine within us anyway, but I know some people might prefer like a really macho or, you know, tough guy or something. And we'll see what else comes out in the reading, but there's something graceful. Like when I say the word graceful, like if you've ever seen like a male dancer, like a professional male dancer, or a male ballet dancer, or even like these martial artists, in the way that they move, right? They're graceful. So I'm just trying to emphasize that point of them being graceful. And, you know, some people might perceive some of that grace as being like a little bit soft, maybe not that traditionally rugged or traditionally masculine, but I'm getting this person's very beautiful. And I think it did come out earlier that this person's good looking, and I feel like they're radiant, even if they're not technically you know, cookie cutter attractive. There's something radiant about them, that they have a light within them, that they shine. And I feel like this person is gentle and soothing, and there is something subtle about them, something comforting, something uplifting. They could like nature, to be out in nature a lot. And I feel like this person's a humanist, but they also know how to take time for themselves and go within, because they like to study things, they like to learn. But this person, even if they seem kind of calm and like not much, worries them or anything like that, this person is actually very just an optimistic person, is what they come across as, just optimistic. And I don't feel like, maybe they're not somebody that's like exuding optimism like a Pollyanna or anything, but they do think in a positive way. And I think this person's very emotionally stable. Your soulmate is like very emotionally stable, cerebral, even getting that cerebral vibe with these two. Could be on the Capricorn Aquarius cusp. I think that it's inspiring to other people, that they provide hope. Like they know what to say to people when times are tough to make people feel better. And they can notice things about people that other people might not notice, or other people would overlook. So with you, like they will mention something about you, like a detail that, maybe you never noticed or other people had never appreciated about you, but they'll appreciate it or they'll point it out, and you'll be like, wow, you really see me, kind of thing. This person is a very healing aura about them, healing energy. They could work in healing, could work in something creative. Like I said, that could be some sort of an artist or performer or entertainer in a healing profession. But whatever they do, some of them, I can like, they could work in like skin renewal. I don't know what, like an esthetician or a plastic surgeon. I'm not really getting like something along those lines though, for some of you, not all of you, because it's a general reading. But something about like, helping people kind of recover, or to make people feel good about themselves. So anything, if you think about professions that really go in and just kind of make people feel better about themselves, then this is what this person's all about. And they have a natural knack for it. They're just good at it. Okay. And I get too that this person probably looks younger than their age. Regardless, they could be on the younger side for sure. But with that kind of Saturnian energy, the eight life path energy, the traditional ruler of Aquarius is Saturn as well, So they just have a maturity to them, which, but yeah, it's kind of interesting because they look youthful, they look younger, or they are younger. It's like old soul energy, I guess you could say. They could have very inquisitive expression. Their body language could be very eager. I feel like they're like, that vitality of the young kind of thing, where they feel like they're eager, or they're waiting for something, or, they're on the edge of their seat a little bit. But yet, it's interesting because I think that this person is demure in the way that they dress. But they do dress very practically speaking. Like, I don't know that they really, try to wear a lot of makeup if they're a female, or really try to wear loud clothing or be flashy. Maybe in some instances, like if they're going out, or if the occasion calls for it, then they'll be a little bit more flash. They look good when they dress up, but I still feel like this person is more kind of just practical. They dress for comfort. They dress like in clean lines. They prefer, substance over style. They don't really subscribe to trends that much. And they like to buy things that maybe cost a little bit more, but are classic and last a lot longer. Like their favorite color could be black, because black goes with everything and never really goes out of style and stuff like that. So that's what I'm getting with this person. Very goal-oriented, very mature, knows that they need to keep learning, they need to keep growing. They do have this like serious side to themselves, a level of seriousness that so they're not really, they're grounded, they've got one foot on the ground. They do have their dreams and their ambitions and their hopes, but they also like have a practical plan to achieve those, and they do that usually through applying their determination to learning and studying, and just like taking baby steps towards whatever their goal is, and like putting in the effort and the time for that. So very wise beyond their years, and they could actually work in earth related realms like finance, and again, they could be a school teacher, they could be a professor, they could work in research, something along those lines, something that is practical and grounded, and something where they can grow, right? They want to grow, and they are growing. That's who they are. So but they like the slow and steady, energy. So they're just kind of like that slow and steady wins the race kind of vibe here too. So if the reading is resonating, please hit the like button and subscribe. It does support the channel and help to keep me coming back to do more readings. And we're going to get another deck here. Tell us more about Group 2 Soulmate. Person could be a Gemini as well, if I didn't already say that. Very hardworking person. Very, very hardworking person. And you can always look at the picture for hints or clues about how this person might dress or appear. I'm being drawn to her bangs there. I think that's a good clue because, you know, bangs are one of those things, you know, that not everybody wears them. They're a little bit complicated to wear for most people. It's kind of a style statement, but it's also classic, and it is something you see on like younger people. So even, I mean, if they're older, then if they wear bangs, that can give them a more youthful appearance. And again, this person could just be on the younger side too. Tell us more about Group 2's person. Okay, we've got Miles Davis. So that's that musical connection I was talking about. Maybe this person sings. Maybe they also play instruments as well. I'm getting the name Davis as well. So maybe their last name is Davis too. The card says, play like you don't know how. So basically like letting themselves be carried away by spirit. And when they dedicate themselves to something, you know, then they let spirit take the ball and run with it. And we saw with the Eight of Pentacles, you know, before at the bottom of the deck, that backs up that message, because Eight of Pentacles is about getting in the zone, right? It's about somebody really focusing on what they're doing, practicing their craft, and getting in the zone, right? I'm thinking of like Tyler Henry. I think that's that psychic on Netflix, that Tyler Henry. And he, I believe, is a Capricorn as well. So anyway, when he's scribbling on his pad, and that's how he's channeling his information, well, that's how we all channel information when we're like really in the zone, whatever we're doing. Doesn't matter what it is. If we're in the zone, then we're channeling information and we're letting spirit move through us, and that's when we're like optimized for maximum creative potential. And that's what this card is saying. So play like you don't know how. So like also just be open-minded and know that you're always a student. No matter how much you learn, there's always more to learn, right? And that sometimes the most creativity and the most effective results or outcomes come from, you know, remaining a little bit open with that star energy and not taking everything so seriously, as we can see that this person might have a tendency to do at times. Progress is impossible without shock. Okay, so this is somebody that has a broad worldview. That's going with that quirky, eccentric vibe, and that matches the Aquarius vibe too. However this person has become successful, it's because it's like they know how to be, they know how to justify their eccentricities. They know how to use their weirdness, their eccentricities, their uniqueness in a way that makes practical sense, and they can integrate into their plan in order to make the plan work, okay? And if that includes shocking people, then that includes shocking people. In fact, you might meet this person when they're presenting more of the Page of Coins energy, and then be shocked to know that, hey, you know, I had this person pinned as maybe a little introverted, a little quiet, a little young, and you know, and maybe a little wet behind the ears, and then turns out that this person's an expert at what they do. That this person can get up in front of a classroom, they can get up on stage, or whatever the case may be. They can get up in front of a room full of people, or get out onto that sales floor and really take control and take charge of the situation and really shine. And so that can be shocking. They might feel like that surprise attack technique is a good technique for them to get ahead and to advance themselves, because like I said, they are ambitious. So then we've got the keynotes are those left unplayed. Okay, so it's what you don't say. It's like what you don't do. What you don't say and what you don't do are just as important as what you say and what you do. So this person is measured, they're calculated, and they can read between the lines. And with them, you're going to have to read between the lines a little too. I don't feel like this person is withholding. I think that they just are measured, if that makes sense, okay? So let's go ahead and get some more cards here. For a lot of you, your soulmate does have a darker complexion, okay? Not all of you. She has a very light ivory complexion. But I feel like it's worth mentioning that this person likely does. For a lot of you. Let's see. Tell us more about Group 2's soulmate. There is that Gemini energy that I was talking about. Definitely Gemini and Cancerian cusp. Getting for that. And I almost said writer as well. So maybe this person likes to read. They like to write. I think they do write anyway. If they don't journal, then they keep lists or they just write down their ideas. It's giving like Sagittarius, Bruce Lee vibes. That's what he did. Like after he passed, you know, they found a whole bunch of notebooks, just spiral bound notebooks of his ideas, you know, and things. And so maybe this person does that. Maybe they are a writer. Maybe they do that at work. Maybe that's what they'll do later. I don't know. But Joan Collins is a writer, hence why I said that. And we know that your person is good looking. She was known for her great beauty. And what does the card say about this person? Beauty is power, so use it rather than lose it. Okay, so again, somebody that's going to maintain their good looks well into older age. And that means, you know, staying youthful looking. So maybe they do have a skincare routine. Okay, if you're here for masculine, you might say, well, you know, that's surprising, but you know, we had this whole like metrosexualism, you know, experience some years back, and I don't know. I think it's become more widely accepted for, you know, men and masculines to take care of their skin, their complexion, things like that, and to be more interested in those things. But it also harkens back to what I said about this person maybe being a little bit, you know, effeminate, just in touch with their feminine side, right? So maybe they use oil of Olay at night before bed. You know, who are you to judge? Their skin looks great, right? For example. So, and also, you know, they're going to find you beautiful as well, very attractive, and they're drawn to power naturally. They're drawn to quality naturally. This is who they naturally are. It's not like they're thinking, oh, I'm shallow, so I'm only going to go with an attractive person, or I'm only going to go with the high value person. But they just naturally are attracted to those things, you know, and in kind, those things are attracted to them back, and that's where, you know, their success and wealth comes from too. So this is somebody that has used their looks to get ahead in life, maybe has used their pretty privilege or handsome privilege, but I don't feel like it was something that, you know, defines them. You know, it's just like, you know, congratulations on my face, right? As Brad Pitt says about attractive people, and everybody always talked about how gorgeous, you know, he is, how gorgeous he was, and he made the very astute comment that, you know, when somebody's really attractive, like, that doesn't mean they didn't accomplish that, they didn't earn that, you know, they just won the genetic lottery, basically, is what he was saying. So really, what else do you bring to the table on the inside? He was saying, when somebody's really attractive, then all that is congratulations on your face, you know. So I think this is kind of the attitude that this person has. They could have a Capricorn moon if they don't have Capricorn sun. But yeah, in other words, they don't take it too seriously, but they have definitely benefited from being more on the attractive side, and they recognize it for the power that it is, you know. Age is just a number, irrelevant unless it's a vintage wine. So again, this person going to look really, really good and younger than their age, well into older age. And also it's talking about age is just a number. So there is something about them that is timeless. Something about their age, their appearance does not match their age. They could be a wine drinker as well. Again, vintage wine refers to somebody that has good taste, somebody that appreciates the finer things in life. I mean, that's kind of a symbol, right, for it's like abundance, wealth, things of that nature, a vintage wine. everyone is a potential character for a novel. So it's like what this person kind of sees life through. You know, this is a creative type person, creative thinker. They tend to have an interest in the arts. They could be a good storyteller, a good speaker, an avid book reader. And they kind of look at life through that lens, you know. Everyone is a potential character for a novel. So I don't know. If you don't want to be in a novel, maybe skip this person though. But this is the type of person, I don't think that they're sitting there taking notes on everybody so that one day they can put them in a book. I think maybe this person will write a book, or just enjoys literature. But more or less it's talking about how this person views other people. Like when I said this person remembers details about people, this person is genuinely interested in other people. They're like humanitarian. They connect to and relate to other people in a very human way. And when you do that, you do pay attention to little things. You empathize, you understand, you see beneath the surface of other people, and you think of them as a whole being outside of yourself. Like they look at other people and see them like a character, right? A whole entity outside of themselves that they find interesting, and that they see a lot of potential in, whether that's good potential, bad potential, or somewhere in between. It's this active imagination that they have that I feel that this card is really referring to. Tell us more about Group 2's soulmate. This person has a really good memory as well. This person has a really good memory. I guess you would have to. I think that makes sense. If somebody remembers little details about other people, that because they cared enough to remember those things, or because they just are sensitive or considerate enough to absorb certain things, like the impressions that people make on them. This person could have a little bit of psychic ability as well. I mean, see his intent look. He has intent, like an intent look, an intent expression. I mean, I feel like all of these cards do. Like this person sees you, like Jack from Titanic. When Rose says, "You see people." This is this kind of person. All right, let's see. Tell us more about Group 2's soulmate. Okay, number 38 reduces to 11 or 2. Master number, master builder. Achilles heel is insecurity. I'm really drawn to this beautiful blue hair this person has. Dyed hair, so maybe this person dyes their hair interesting colors like that. You know, it's pretty popular recently for people to put different like brightly colored streaks in their hair. They're usually like pink, but maybe this pretty blue color here. There's a certain purity to this person, a certain mental clarity and compassion that this person has, and especially towards people that inspire passion within them, or towards their passions. Like their passions bring them alive like no other, right? And gives them courage where they might not otherwise have courage. We've got fair, brown, and trembling. Okay, so there is something kind of otherworldly, gentle, maybe even fragile. Like I had heard Mark Paul Gosselaar say on like a podcast. For those that don't know, he was Zach from Saved by the Bell, and I just happened to hear this podcast that he was on briefly, and he mentioned that, you know, he's sort of fragile. He said I'm a Pisces. I'm sort of fragile, and I thought that was insightful because, well, they are. So maybe this person has some Pisces in their chart, or born in the year of the rabbit. Could be. Maybe born in the a 9 life path, or 9 somehow fits. But gifts, this is what I was talking about. This person has gifts. They have this compassion, the psychic ability, the sensitivity. that allows them to understand the world in a different kind of way, and can use like source to manifest different experiences that are different from what other people experience. And so they could do something odd for a living or as a hobby, like I said, with that star energy. And I think this helps them to appear just very attractive and otherworldly, which you know, it's a beautiful thing. It's a very kind of fragile, tenuous thing. It's Piscean energy, water sign. It's this real fragile kind of beauty to it. Even if they look tough, like I said, on the outside, it's their energy I'm talking about. But maybe they do look kind of like the girl on the card in terms of having some sort of appearance of being just something delicate or vulnerable about them. It's giving Marilyn Monroe vibes as well, because when I combine this card with her, with Joan Collins, that's the vibe I'm getting there. Like, maybe there's two sides to the personality. Like, if you ever watched the movie, what was it? I was going to say My Life with Marilyn, but I don't think it was My Life. It was like 5 Days with Marilyn or something. Or if you just know about her life, how, like, Marilyn Monroe was her performance. It wasn't who she was. Who she was very delicate and fragile. But on the outside, and what everybody knew her as was like a man-eater. A man-eater. Just something to think about. Let's get one more card on Group 2, Soulmate. We've got Companion. So, getting more Gemini vibes here. With this person, this person could have a very close friend, okay? Somebody that will somehow impact or influence your relationship. Maybe that's how you'll meet this person, or you'll just notice that about this person. They could be different nationalities or races, ethnicities, and or you could as well. Maybe this is same sex. Doesn't have to be. Saying that because of the two women on the card. But the card says loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. So that is showing like this person with those that they care about, you know, is loyal, doesn't give up, right? They're tenacious and they're unselfish. Shadow attributes are betrayal by misusing confidences, loss of personal identity. So somebody that can, you know, absorb too much into, you know, the people that they're close to. And because they're so sensitive, they could easily, you know, take on the energy of the room that they enter. They have to be careful about that and keep one foot on the ground. But I already said with that Page of Pentacles energy that I feel like this person's good at keeping one foot on the ground. But I think that's something they're aware of, that they need to do that to stay anchored in this side of the 3D and not just be carried away, you know, by the energies. And they can be very impressionable. Like other people can really impact their energy. So they're always going to want to be around people that feel safe and good, and to be around friends and people who have their best interests at heart and people who are good to them. Can this person maybe betray by misusing confidence? Like, if in other words, you know, if somebody tells them something, then they will use that to their advantage in some way. Well, you might want to watch out for that. Nobody's perfect. That's what's coming out there as well. But I think the main thing that that card is saying, besides that this person is loyal and unselfish, is that this person can be maybe potentially a little bit codependent, or somebody that can lose their own identity, which you see that is something that can happen with highly sensitive people sometimes. So just keep that in mind. That's what I've got for you guys. Thanks for tuning in, Group 2. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It does support the channel and help to keep it coming. Brings me back to do more readings for you guys. And if you'd like a private reading, my contact information is down below, as well as that $1 for 5 minutes on Keen. That's also linked down below. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go to Group 3. Welcome, Group 3. Thanks for tuning into your reading. I'm going to set your gold bracelet up there. And I did find the information that I was trying to come up with at the beginning of the video and about this gold bracelet, or about gold in general. And gold has to do with, it has a balancing and harmonizing effect on the body, mind, and spirit. So balancing and harmonizing, and it's good for improving mental attitude and emotional states. So it's talking about that as well, and also promotes energy, willpower, and focus. So those can be clues about this person who is your soulmate. Okay, they could have those ways about them. Let us get into the traits cards for you guys. So tell us about Group 3's about Group 3's soulmate. Tell us about Group 3's soulmate. We've got adventurous, and we've got Virgo. Okay? Person will maybe have Virgo strong in their chart, or those traits. So it's grounded, down to earth, but also detail-oriented and even meticulous, as well as it's kind of healthy. I always associate Virgo with like physical health. Maybe they like to hike. Maybe they like to be outdoors. They like the fresh air. They like to go on adventures, right? Those are all ways. I'm also getting a runner. Somebody could be a runner. So a physically active, physically fit person is what I'm getting here for Group 3's soulmate. Whoa, whoa. We've got shaved hair. So we got some Sinead O'Connor vibes going on here. Or Demi Moore from that one movie she was in, where she showed G.I. Jane, I think. Jada Pinkett Smith, perhaps. Look if you're here for a female. Otherwise, it's shaved hair, like a man with shaved hair. Potential multicolored hair. That's interesting. Kind of like that punk rocker vibe a little bit. So, got an interesting mix coming out for you, Group 3, so far. Let's see what else. Tell us more about this person, the soulmate of Group 3. All right, we've got loner. That goes along with the Virgo energy. Excuse me. We've got the rebel, and I'm getting Pee Wee Herman from Pee Wee's Playhouse, or no, the movie Big Top Pee Wee. I can't remember which one of those movies he was in, but also that actor is a Virgo. But in the scene, he tells her, "I'm a loner, Dottie. I'm a loner, Dottie, a rebel." So that's what I'm getting with that. So this person, but it doesn't sound right? Because he doesn't look like a loner. He doesn't look like a rebel. So this person could be a little bit, a little bit odd, a little bit different. But yet their underlying energy is that of a loner or a rebel, or maybe that's how they see themselves. And I think that they are that way to some extent. They probably are. But maybe it might seem like incongruous, like it doesn't really go with the way they look, or your impression of them, or people's impressions of them. But in reality, that's how they really are. We've got glowed up. So this could be a case where like this person, tried to change their look up, be a little bit more edgy, right? I'm getting like girl next door, guy next door sort of vibes. And then they kind of went to like maybe dyeing their hair, shaving their hair off, or doing something. Some people after a breakup will really drastically change their hair. But I feel that this person, maybe they weren't always into fitness, for example, but now they are, and they just look better. And that was intentional, okay? That was intentional. And we've also got creative. Getting crafty as well. Creative, crafty. We've got Gemini. Twin flame. Okay, so for those that subscribe to twin flames, this person is coming out as your twin flame, which is a higher level soulmate. Okay, it's usually represented by a complicated relationship that extremely complicated to the max, and that's all I'll say about that. If you know, you know. But some people who don't know that much about the term twin flame will just look at it as a very romantic thing. So like a very tight connection, this is my other half kind of vibe. They would look at it through the romantic lens of Demi Moore, because I mentioned her a moment ago, now I'm getting her again, scorpionic energy. Look at it through her lens in the movie. There is a movie where she is basically a psychic. But she's also very naive, and she goes, and Jeff Daniels is in it, you can look it up if you want to, but she talks about the concept of her twin flame, and it's a very romantic sort of thing, very fun, lighthearted, romantic version. So maybe you or your person will look at, you know, each other this way. Maybe you know, this person is your twin flame, or they're not. They're your soulmate, because that's what the reading is about. They're a soulmate of yours, but maybe there's some element of twin flame to it, but it feels like a more lighthearted thinking about it, as opposed to like what we've come to know twin flames to really mean, which is a very complicated kind of karmic kind of relationship. Then this also came out. We've got polite. It's the polite person, okay? We like polite people. We like polite people, okay? Let's see. What's the next? I want to see what else. What should we get next, guys? We'll use this one. And I just realized that I still have like the birds in the background and things like that. I hope that's not annoying. I mean, I just tune it out. I don't even hear it. I always put closed captionings on my videos, so if you guys want to, feel free to turn on your closed captions. You don't like what's in the background or whatnot. Hopefully, I mean, come on, who doesn't like nature sounds, right? Anyway, let's find out more about Group 3. Group 3's soulmate. If I can get these cards to do what I want. This person could be somebody that you work with or meet at work or through work or school. This person could have a child. There could be some sort of a connection. If you have children, perhaps, maybe you meet this person picking up your kid from school, for example. This is a general reading, so not every message that I say is meant for everybody. But I'm saying that because I'm getting that as well. But let's see, like, what else about this person. Tell us more about Group 2's. I'm sorry, Group 3. If I say Group 2, you know you're on Group 3. Okay? Group 3's soulmate. 8 of Cups. See, there's a baby on there. This person might be starting over. They might have had a marriage or a child with someone and that didn't work out. Yeah, if this for some of you, maybe, you know, this is representing your energy with this person. Just take it how it resonates. But I was picking up on something to do with the child here. Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Emotional new beginnings. This could be somebody with whom you're going to have an emotional new beginning, or that things are going to change, enter a new cycle. It could be that you're still together, but something is pulling you apart, maybe work, responsibilities. You're not able to spend as much time together as you would like. That would be especially true if you're actually in a relationship with this person, child or not. And we do have the energy of a little girl here, so just keep that in mind. But in terms of this person feels very contemplative. This is somebody that is introspective. They feel like they're in the midst of something, like they could be in a transient time of their life, like they are starting a new job, or they're trying to work very hard for a promotion, like they're just not where they want to be. There's something missing here. So, yeah, like they're in the process of glowing up still, or they're in the process of still finding themselves still with this kind of energy that we talked about earlier, about them making certain changes. So it's like they're in this liminal space within their lives. So they could appear that way, like they're not entirely anchored in the current moment, like they've got a faraway look in their eye, or they're just not really present. You're like, did you hear me, what I just said? You know, and they don't seem like they're really present, right? They're always kind of maybe a little bit wishy-washy. Sometimes, or they feel like that, especially if you're an earth sign. Maybe this is a water sign, just for example, that you would feel like, hello, you know, are we on the same page here? You know, earth to twin flame, you know, hey, I'm here, right here. So that's coming through too as well. But this person just wants, they want to be happy, right? They want what they want, basically. And if that's out on the horizon, then they're going toward the horizon. There is just something in their posture, or in their look, in the look in their eyes, that suggests, that they, they're looking to the next thing, is basically what I'm getting here. Okay, so if you're in a relationship with this person, then, you might not appreciate the fact that, I'm saying that they're looking for the next thing, because it sounds like, well, the next thing as in what people's minds automatically jump to, like another person. I'm not really getting that so far. We'll see what else comes out in the reading. But if that was the case with a twin flame type vibe, remember when I said that that can be complicated, then that would kind of make sense. But I'm not getting like confirmation of that right now. It's more like just the next thing. Like they're always kind of looking to the future. They're kind of future orientated, as opposed to just being in the present moment and looking to like new paths for themselves. So something they want something deeper. Just because something looks good on the surface, perhaps, they're not going to be happy with that kind of a situation for long, right? Maybe everything looks good on the surface, but they yearn for something deeper, something more profound and spiritually fulfilling. So if they ever were to settle for a situation that, society would approve of, for example, but was not fulfilling to them on a deeper level, then that would be something that would cause them to always look like they have this faraway look in their eye and they're not satisfied. So there's this kind of deeper sense of longing for a connection that is different. It transcends ordinary experiences. It's otherworldly in a sense. So it's like they're tuned in with their destiny, and so they are trying to go towards that, towards their calling. And just this feeling of being a seeker, being a searcher, and just not really satisfied with just, what other people in the mundane would be satisfied with. Like with what muggles, no offense to muggles, but what muggles would be satisfied with, this person, they just want more than that deeper fulfillment. So it is this energy of Piscean energy here, and that happens every single time I'm on this camera. Anyway, this Piscean energy, that the sensitivity, this intuition, tuned into their destiny kind of thing, looking for a deeper meaning all the time. And the professions that they could work in is like spiritual work, therapy, spiritual guidance, even a manifestation coach or some sort of humanitarian efforts. Even regardless of what they do, though, they bring those traits to the table. And they just want something that's going to help them to explore, the depths of the human experience, and help them to assist others in their journeys and emotional, spiritual growth. So what this is reminding me of is Kim Velez. I'm going to give a shout out to Kim Velez. She is a manifestation coach here on YouTube, and so I would highly recommend her, but she isn't for the faint of heart because she's very real, to the point. But she is a former trauma therapist, and she's turned manifestation coach. And she's a Pisces, and this is this energy of this person, like when I'm talking about, like the energies that they bring to certain things, that's the energy that they bring, kind of like, just an example, right? They need a profession that aligns with their deeper meaning, and their values and their aspirations. And so I think that this person is definitely going to be somebody that, if you don't know them already, some of you already do, this person has you being more introspective. Hence you're here at this reading, learning about them, and or just looking at readings anyway in general. Like you're even interested in looking into readings, which is about giving deeper meaning. This person's already rubbed off on you too. We can be talking about somebody that, oh, that reminds me of me. Yeah, well, it should. This is a mirror soul type energy, so it makes sense, right? And we attract what we are, so it's important to know what that is, know thyself. And that's this person's impression that they leave on other people. And that even means like questioning your path. Even means changing direction. And not even in a way that, necessarily always feels good. It kind of feels sad, like I have to change direction. I was going this way, and I thought I knew where I was going, and it was an okay path, and it still has possibilities, but now I have to change direction a little bit, and I feel like this is the better way, this is the better route, this is going to get me more of what I want. But there is a little sadness associated with leaving that old road behind, right? Just a little bit, but I'm going to do what I have to do, kind of thing. So, and a questioning inspires a questioning in that kind of way. This person's a catalyst for self-exploration, and that is what higher level soulmates are, said to be meant to do here. So this is someone that will lead others to be more in tune with their own authentic self and their deeper desires. So that's the impression, like, that they walk through life being a catalyst for other people, which is a blessing, but also can be a lonely road for someone, right? So let's see what else is coming out here. I'm definitely getting like you guys are magnetized to each other for sure. This bracelet keeps magnetizing over here, and I'm just trying to figure out why it's doing that. And in that exact moment, because you are like, okay, so and soulmates, right? That's what soulmates do. They are attracted to each other. I opened up Kurt Cobain at the bottom, Piscean. Catalytic to a whole generation. But let's see. Tell us more about Group 3's soulmate. Tell me more about Group 3's soulmate. Johnny Cash, soulmate again. I mean, Piscean again. His first wife was a Taurus. Second was a Cancer. James Brown, Taurus. Speak of the Devil. And Iggy Pop. And I do not know Iggy Pop's sign. Okay. So this person's energy coming through, like, your soulmate. We've got James Brown energy here, and then we've got Iggy Pop. We're gonna start with James Brown. Knock 'em dead, then leave. Exactly. So it's like this is I just want to say, because I feel like some people are going to be disappointed, about what they're hearing here because of this person. If you want this soulmate, especially if you know who they are, you might be feeling like, I don't want them to leave. I want them to come back, or I want them to stay. But this is kind of this person's energy. Knock them dead and then leave. What I mean by that is, they're a catalyst, like I just went into a moment ago, and they come into people's lives. Even it doesn't even matter, if you've had a deep relationship with them or just friendship or acquaintanceship. It's like whoever that they kind of cross paths with, they impact that person, and they inspire that person to question themselves, but also in a way that leads them down a different and better path for themselves. It's like they encourage people seeking deeper meaning, because that's what they do, and that doesn't always mean that that person's going to be around forever. Okay, that, like, it's like my job is done and now I'm out kind of thing, and it's not done in a malicious or a callous way. It's just kind of like who they've manifested to be. So I understand that might be hard for some people to hear, but my goal is to help you to find the best path forward. And so I just want to put that out there for you guys, to let you know that, because of the Eight of Cups combined with his statement there, I think can be hard for some people to hear. But we're not, we're just finding out who this person is. We'll see in later readings, where it's going. But right now we'll stick to the card and what it says. And it's saying, don't quit moving until it's payback time, right? So it's like maybe this person will come back around, maybe this person, like, what comes around goes around. They believe in fate, and they believe in, the energy of reciprocity, or I think it's called the law of reciprocity, where what comes around goes around. So this person is just going to, they think this person believes in karma as well. So, you get what you give in this world. So they're not unaware of, like, if they do something wrong or hurt another person along their path in life, that they're not unaware of that, they're going to get payback for that, or that's going to come back around, Also, same thing, if somebody does that to them, they also know that person is going to get theirs, it's going to come back around on them too. Then it says, when you're ready to get on up, it's time to get down. Okay. So this is basically saying, like, it's like when you're ready, like when the time is right, when the stars align, when the opportunity is there, when you're feeling it, that's the time to really show what you can do. That's the time to go, 100% in. That's the time to double down and, like the card says, to get down. And that can be talking about in terms of getting into a relationship, in terms of tackling an obstacle, in terms of directing that energy towards your friends, family, or another goal. So that's what it is talking about. That's this person's energy. So it's like when it's time kind of thing. When it's time, then it's time. You'll know when it's time, and that's when you double down. It's not just trying to force things or speed things up. Like this person's kind of like really on a journey, okay? And then this card is talking about don't waste time growing up. So it's talking about a certain amount of immaturity here, or this person being someone that just wants to maintain that youthful energy for longer. And yeah, it can mean that they, don't want to grow up, or they're not good at adulting, but I don't really get that 100%. I mean, take it how it resonates for you. But for me, what I'm getting is that, this person is kind of like, very spiritually evolved, and people like that, do tend to maintain like a youthfulness and a naivete, or what appears to be a naivete that other people who are really grounded in the 3D reality don't really maintain as much. Just think of the Dalai Lama and other really wise people are known to be very wise throughout, history. They always have some sort of like childlike air about them that they maintain, and I feel like that's kind of like this person, how they're coming across. Turn rejection into an art form. So this is somebody that's had to come to terms with rejection, and also I feel like this person's been a heartbreaker. I'm not getting that they intentionally go around hurting people, but I do feel like they themselves have experienced their fair share of rejection, and they've learned to deal with that, cope with that, and as I say, turn it into an art form. So maybe they channel it into their art, or into their work, or into something they do. They've just learned to deal with it and cope with it, but also that's their message too to other people. This is their advice on how to handle rejection. This is kind of giving that Bret Michaels kind of every rose has its thorn, or every rose has its thorns, I think. Anyway, that, basically it's just consequences of life, right? You go towards something that you're attracted to, and sometimes you get pricked. Okay. If you want inspiration, you have to sneak up on it and catch it unawares. So it's like they're needing to always seek for more inspiration. Like they need to stay inspired, which means in spirit all the time. I think they will stop for a little while and kind of marinate and chill. But their personality, group 3, is transient, is on the move. So they could actually like move around a lot. They could travel a lot. They're kind of hard to pin down, and that's because of their seeking like the inspiration. Okay. All right. So there's that. Let's get you another card. If the reading is resonating, please hit the like button and subscribe. It does support the channel and help to keep it going. And if you'd like a private reading, my contact information is in the description box below the video. There is that $1 for 5 minutes on Keen. You can check that out, or order a video recorded reading from me. I would be happy to do that for you as well. All right, tell us more about Group 3's soulmate. Yeah, pioneer. Yes, 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 yes. They've got a lot to teach you guys, and we're going to get into that in another reading, or a continuation of this reading, and another reading that I'll upload later about what the lessons are here. But with Mentor at the bottom of the deck and Pioneer, I really feel like this person has a lot to teach you guys, and a lot to teach other people as well, because and they're learning a lot, right? It's lonely being a pioneer. It's risky, and so you don't have a lot of support. You're going where no man has gone before, so to speak, to quote Star Trek, and just it's not warm and cuddly. It's off the beaten path. So this is this person's energy, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. It's who they're meant to be in this life. They could have strong Aries in their chart somewhere, be born in the year of the dragon, I think of some of the other ones that have this energy. A little bit of Year of the Rooster, and some more little eccentricities here, just doing things a little bit differently. Somebody born with the one life path, or a birthday number that reduces to the number 1. Yeah, so anyway, those are some of the things that are coming through. Also, it says compulsive need to keep moving on. Exactly, you can't make this stuff up. What have I been talking about this whole time? A compulsive need to keep moving on. So that's a shadow attribute of theirs that they need to come to terms with. Not every horizon is better. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. Sometimes you can go within and experience more of a journey than if you were to, travel the entire world. Sometimes the most enlightening journey is the one that you take just staying right where you are with the people that are in your life now, that kind of thing. But that's for them to figure out and them to decide, because sometimes, it is about moving on, and that's not always a bad thing. And I feel like there is a big part of this person's character that truly is just needing to seek, needing to journey, and that's how they learn, that's how they grow, and they're meant to meet a lot of different people and experience a lot of different places and make impressions on a lot of different people and places as part of kind of like what they're doing here. So you can't really hold them down to, away from that, because that's like who they are and what they are. So again, I recognize this can be a challenge if you're wanting to settle down with this person. Not saying that can never happen, but I'm saying this is what's coming through right now about this person. They do have a passion for doing what hasn't been done before, like this inventiveness, this desire to put their mark on the world and put their mark on other people and to make an impression, to be different. And so that's what they're doing. Okay, so one more card here. All right, tell us more. One final thing that group 3 needs to know about their soulmate. Yeah, strong Aries energy coming through, getting some Scorpio as well. But regardless, this person could have really pretty blue eyes. We've got 2 cards here with really pretty blue eyes here. They could have strong contrast between their hair and their eyes, or their even their eyes and their skin color. But anyway, this is the red shoes obsession. Okay, so it's talking about this person having some obsession with what they're doing, what they're meant to be doing, with who they are even. And they have obsessive tendencies anyway, and I feel like that is something like once they feel themselves becoming obsessed with a person or a place or way of being or path in life, then that's when they kind of look at that as, okay, it's time to get going. It's like a red flag. See how we're seeing the red on this card? It's like a red flag. You see things in a very black and white way, and like the obsession that they feel is a red flag to them and a sign that they need to keep it moving. They can't stick around, they have to go, or they have to change something, because that obsession drags them down. It puts them in a downward spiral, and they just don't feel good about it. And with that Virgo energy, regardless of their sign, it's saying that Virgo energy really makes them hyper focus on things. And it can be like they just hyper focus on it can be a good or a bad thing depending on what they're choosing to hyper focus on. It feels like whatever they choose to hyper focus on or obsess about is something that ultimately diminishes them and makes them feel bad and brings them down, and they can't have that. So they cut and run, or they make a change, and they just have to do what they have to do to feel better again and feel good again. This person could be a 2-life path. It could be the full energy, which is Aquarius. I think somebody said like Aries or Sagittarius energy too. Or they could be born on the 20th of the month, or did I say 2-life path, or the 2nd of the month, or the 11th of the month. But It's kind of interesting with this person. This is what we got for you, group 3. This is a soulmate you're aligning with. If you'd like to choose to align with a different soulmate, then you got your reality check out, Kim Velez or other teachers of the law of assumption to change it. But anyways, if this resonates, though, just take the lessons that resonate with you. Use what you can, right? And I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.